Alrighty, we're going to do a little video on how to make an oval and then how to take that oval and process it in SheetCam, and then how to take that process in SheetCam and move it to Mach 3 so that we can cut it. First thing we're going to do in SheetCam, probably the simplest way, is to go over to the left side of our monitor here, and you'll see a little tiny button called Create Circles or Create Ellipses. I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'm going to start off in the bottom corner, and I'm just going to make an ellipse. Cool. I'm going to go back and change my my tool to a pointer tool here. Now, if I select off of my item here, you will see no selection drawn around it, no advanced tools. All we do is click on it once, and up at the top corner here, we can actually tell what size we want that to be. And in this case, because I have everything in inches, I will go ahead and go 30 inches wide by, well, let's go here, 17 inches tall. And everything in here is selected in inches on this side. Okay, and there is my part right there. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. The simplest way to zoom out here is to hit Control, and you'll have to forgive me, and scroll with my mouse. And now it's not as zoomed in or out. There we go. Hit Control and scroll. Perfect. Now I have a 30 by 17 inch piece. I'm going to make one other note here. You'll notice all of my measurements here are in inches on the side, and you're going to wonder why aren't mine. We go to File, we go to Document Properties. In Document Properties, we change our default units to inches. We also change our units down here to inches, and I like to put it at 12 inches by 12 inches. This square here is a 12 by 12 square. It's just a reference, and it won't actually be seen in the cutting. Visually for you, all it does is allow you to see the scale at which you're trying to draw. So in that case, this is a 12 by 12. Once I have these two selected, I hit X. Fantastic. By clicking, holding, and dragging, I'm able to move it a little bit. And you'll see here by clicking on the piece, the width is still 30 and the height is still 17. I go over to File and I go to Save, and I'm actually just on the desktop under DXF files. I'll save it as oval. I'm saving it as an Inkscape SVG. I click Save. Once it's been saved, I exit out of here and I go over to SheetCam, and I open up my SheetCam. There we go. Now in SheetCam, I go File and I go to New Part. I do want to import a new part, yes. Now here, I'm just going to go to my desktop again, DXF files, and we'll see all these parts here, all of our water pan, short, long, what have you, and my part isn't showing up that I made. The reason is down here, my file type is not SVG. By clicking SVG, my oval file pops up. I click on that and I click Open. My drawing options, because I designed this in inches, my scaling is going to be 1:1, so I just click 1. I type in the number 1 here, and down at the bottom left hand corner, that's where I'm centering my piece. I hit OK. And there is my oval. Look at that. Simple enough. Then I go over to I click on this once. This allows me to make sure, now that it's selected in white, that it's actually selected. I go to Operations. I'm going to go to Outside Offset because I honestly just prefer the outside offset. Color 0. I'm going to be cutting it on in 16 gauge steel. I'm cutting at 249 inches per minute. I have my lead in as arcs. That's not significantly important at this point, but it places the pierce holes on the outside of the cutting area. And then I hit OK. Now we have our piece to cut. Now you notice the red area surrounding this entire piece is 48 by 48. I did that presetting by going to Options, Job Options, and typing in the size of my material that I'm working with. I don't worry about the thickness of material because that's all selected by our tools and not so much here. Now, here would be more applicable if this table were a router. However, at this point, it is not. That being said, we have our thick green line around our shape. We're going to go over to File, we're going to go to Run Post Processor, and we're going to save it in our Mach 3 G-codes file as oval, and we hit Save. We hit OK. Once that's done, I don't save the changes because I've already saved it as a G-code file. I open up my Mach 3 G-codes loader, and I open up my system here. We'll give it a second. Alright. Once the system has been opened, I click Reset. And in this case, because this particular system isn't set up on a computer, I won't be able to see that. I go to File. I go to Load G-code. I go to my desktop and click on my Mach 3 G-code files. Now it may say .tap, or you may want to go All Files, and I hit Oval. And I hit Open. And now it's open, but you'll see it's way off in this corner. After I move my torch where I want it to be, I click 0, 0, 0, and click Regen Toolpath. And in this case, because, again, I'm not hooked up to a system, we won't be able to see that change. However, that's how you make an oval in Inkscape, bring it into SheetCam, and now cut it out of Mach 3.